Good afternoon, and thank you for clicking in today for another edition of ETBU Extras. We broadcast live from the first floor of the Student Center on the campus of East Texas Baptist University. Today on the show, we're going to hear from the new Tiger football coach. I done forgot Scotty Walden's name. No, it just came to me. Also be hearing talking Tiger basketball, Lady Tiger basketball. The head coaches Burt West and Edsel Hamilton, and Ambrosia Woodard from Lady Tiger basketball, our guest as well. And our first guest here today on the program is the new Tiger football coach, Scotty Walden. Coach Walden, how are you doing today?
Doing great, doing good.
Well, it's been a week since the sports world learned that Coach Joshua Ergel resigned and has taken a position with Austin Peay University in Tennessee. Right. And then quickly later that afternoon named you head coach. I'm sure this was a kind of knew a little bit about, but kind of a shock to you, wasn't it?
It was. It definitely happened in a 24-hour period, and so it was one of those deals where, you know, as a coach, your aspiration always is one day to be a head football coach, and you don't know when that's coming. And I've had several coaches tell me that, and you know, that hey, you never know when it's coming, never when it's coming. So always prepare, always write things down that you like, you don't like, things like that. And I didn't know it happened this soon, but that's just how the chips fell, and that was God's plan. So
well, last week when I interviewed you. Thursday morning, I asked you, 12 hours after the announcement, has it sunk in yet? Now we're a week out. Has it sunk in yet? You're the head coach of the Tiger football team?
It's gotten better. I don't think it's still fully sunk in. It probably won't fully sink in until, September 3rd, and we're playing Texas Lutheran down in Seguin. But it's gotten a lot better. I've stayed so busy. We're so busy in recruiting and trying to get our guys ready to, get bigger and faster and stronger in the weight room. And so there's so many things to do that, and that's been great because I'm not sitting there thinking, oh man, I'm the head coach. I mean, there's tons of things to do and tons of things to get to work on.
Well, I read a story in the Cleburne newspaper, which Cleburne is your hometown, and they were kind of like, great for Scotty, hometown boy doing well. Yeah. Kind of tell us a little about your background, where you came from, and let the folks listening in today on E2 Extra know a little bit about head coach Scotty Walden.
Yeah, so I actually grew up in Hurst, Texas, and went to L.D. Bell High School. My family, a lot of them lived in Cleburne. And so my mom and I, going into my junior year, we transferred down to Cleburne and moved down there. And at that time ran into Phil Young, who was the new head football coach at Cleburne at the same time I was coming in. That's when I knew I wanted to be a coach, when I met Phil Young. Phenomenal Christian man, phenomenal football coach, loved playing for him. And graduated from there, then went to bounced around a few colleges. Dordt College was a NAI school in Iowa. Committed there out of high school, only school to give me a scholarship, so took that and realized that it's pretty cold up there. And so came back down to Hardin-Simmons, and then ended up finished out at Sul Ross State University in 2011, played quarterback there, coached there the following year in 2012, and then was blessed to get the call from Coach Ergel to come work at East Texas Baptist, and it's been awesome.
Scotty Walden, the new Tiger head football coach. He's been the offensive coordinator for the last 3 years. I want to go back and talk about you're known for your fast-paced offense. Yeah. I've talked to offensive linemen saying, we don't like it when we complete a play way down the field because we know we got to sprint down there because Coach Walden has already called the play in.
That's right.
And we're ready to snap the ball. When did you first get exposed to this hurry-up, quick-paced offense?
Well, my senior year at Sul Ross, we messed around with it. We didn't fully commit to it, but we messed around with it. And when we did, I saw firsthand what it did to defenses. So getting to play in it, even for the short period of time that I did, I saw the effect it had on the defenses. And when you have great athletes and great players like we do here at East Texas Baptist, and you put them in space and go really fast, you're going to make some people miss, and that's going to lead to some big plays. And that's kind of, I knew when we did that at Sul Ross, I was like, that when I get an opportunity to be an offensive coordinator, that's the offense I want to run. No matter what type of plays we're doing, I want to go really fast and be efficient, be simple for the kids, but go really fast and make that defense stress out a little bit.
Okay, when you're at home, have time off in football season, which is very little.
Very little.
Say Baylor's playing or Texas Tech is playing, and you're watching their hurry-up offense. Yeah. As a coach, what are you watching on the screen on TV when they're playing?
I just love trying to figure out why they called something. Like, hey, they're calling this because of that. Maybe see the safety come down in the run game and taking away the running back. Well, then they tag something to go deep on them. And I love watching those two teams you just mentioned, Baylor and Texas Tech. I could probably watch 10 hours of film on them a day each. I love studying what they do, and also seeing how they communicate things and how efficiently they continue to move at that rate. It's awesome to watch. Yeah.
I want to take you back to when Coach Ergel hired you as the offensive coordinator.
Sure.
What made you look seriously about coming to East Texas Baptist University to be on the coaching staff then?
Well, number one, I've played in this conference and coached in this conference since 2009, and being at Hardin-Simmons and then finishing out Sul Ross, and I'd always told myself, and even my buddies, I mean, you know, when I was at Hardin-Simmons, every time we played East Texas Bachelor, that place is a sleeping giant. That's what we always said, because it's in East Texas. There's phenomenal recruits out here. It's a phenomenal university. We would come play here, and the facilities were immaculate. And then I was like, man, if I ever got, that would be a place I would love to have an opportunity to go, because you could rebuild a place like that from a football standpoint, and there's so much potential there for growth. And when Coach Urkel called me, I was like, man, that's God's will right there, because we had literally talked about that throughout my career. And the last game that I coached at Sol Ross was out here at East Texas Baptist, and I was like, the facilities out here are amazing. The people were awesome. I mean, it's just it was a no-brainer when Coach Urkel called me that, you know, I wanted to be a part of this thing.
Well, something that I want to ask you now is, since you've been named the head coach, something that somebody came to ask you and you went, oh yeah, I'm the head coach, I've got to do that.
I would say number one thing, you know, Sharon Hall keeps me in line down that she does awesome. If I did not have her, I would not know where to go right now. And she mentioned something, I think maybe a day or two in it, about the budget or something. And I was like, oh, money? Oh my goodness, I've got to what? I'm over here drawing inside zone up on the board. And but no, that's been one thing. But it's been fun, and it's so awesome to be, in charge of that and be a part of that, and just being able to have a say in that stuff. And so it's all part of it, and it's all been a lot of fun.
Now that you are the head coach, NCAA has kind of an abbreviated spring-type drills kind of practice. I guess you're starting to not first get through recruiting season.
Sure.
And then what's the plan for spring this year?
Yeah, so once we get done with recruiting, you know, we're gonna continue to push our guys in the offseason like they're doing now. As that offseason goes, Coach Mike Pappas is our strength conditioning coordinator for the whole athletic program, and he works with our kids hand-in-hand, does a phenomenal job. He's going to continue to evolve that program, and it's going to get harder and harder as we go along, and we're going to keep pushing and finding new ways. We introduced our guys to a little tweak yesterday in the weight room. I think they liked it a little bit. They may not like it today, you know, how they're feeling, but just things like that we're going to continue to push and grind, and then we'll eventually get to spring football, and that's going to be a big-time evaluation period for us, where we focus on areas where we have to get better on offense and defense and special teams, and finding out in those three phases, you know, where our weaknesses are, where we need to strengthen them, and see some guys that are ready to step to the plate. You know, there's a lot of guys that they're going to go through this offseason, they're going to all of a sudden surprise us and be like, whoa, man, that guy has really put in hard work, and he's coming out doing a great job. And so it's going to be a great evaluation period for us when we get to spring football.
We're visiting today here on E2X with the new Tiger football coach, Scotty Walden. Of course, he's been the offensive coordinator for the last 3 years here at East Texas Baptist University. And calling a game up in the booth, and last 3 years I've seen you down the sideline, and your hands are just going everywhere. To the average person, it looks like you're not saying anything through your sign language, but is it pretty simple for your players to pick up signs from the sideline?
I think it is really simple. We try to simplify it. It's all about the players. It's all about those guys and being, you know, making it simple for them, and that's what it's about. So, you know, typically our play calls are no longer than 3 or 4 words, so it's pretty easy to signal those things. And, you know, sometimes I'll ask players, sometimes I have a great play in mind or something like that, and I've named it, and I'm like, well, I can't think of a signal for it. So, you know, Josh Warburton was our quarterback. I'm like, Josh, how can we signal this? And he'll come up with a signal. So sometimes we like to, you know, come up with signals to make me look dumb when I'm signaling, or whatever works. Whatever helps him remember it, I'm all about it. So
without giving away secrets, how many are actually the right call of everything that you're doing? Is it 10% the right, or is it 20% fake, or 99% fake and 1% correct?
I don't know if I can say that.
Okay,
but
okay. I figured
but
that.
I'm just kidding. No, it's all real. I'll tell you, it's all real. It's all real.
Well, Coach Walden, last year the team shared the conference championship with Mary Hardin, Baylor, and Hardin-Simmons. Finished 7-3, the best record in quite some time in the modern East Texas Baptist University Tiger football.
Sure.
What does that success mean carrying into the 2016 football season?
Yeah, it means a ton. Number one, that what Coach Urkel brought in, the way that he and the rest of the staff wanted to rebuild this thing. It's no longer, is it going to work? It works. It's reality. And we're going to continue those. I mean, our kids are going to see a lot of similar things, but they're also going to be exposed to some new things that we're going to try to do to take this thing to the next level. But I think, number one, it's reality, that this is a championship-level university, just in everything. It's been first class in everything that it does, and we can put that product on the football field as well. And I think that the kids realize that it's reality that this is a championship level football program, and they got to realize now too that they're not going to walk into a game as an underdog very much more. But we got to keep that underdog mentality. You know, we've got to keep working to prove that we belong. And every time we show up on Saturday, people are going to have that circle on our chest, and we're going to have to be ready to take people's best shot. And so, but I think our kids are doing a great job of understanding that, hey, you know, we know what it takes to win a championship. We know what it takes to have a winning season, and we've got to build on those things and strengthen our weaknesses and keep moving forward. So I think it's going to be great.
Well, Coach Walden, thank you for your time today, and congratulations again on being named the new head football coach here at East Texas Baptist University. Now, when Athletic Director Kent Reeves and Dr. Blair Blackburn made the decision to hire Scotty as the new Tiger football coach after Joshua Urkel left to a D1 program, we began to look at your age of 26 years old, and we were wondering, is he the youngest coach in America in NCAA football? Well, Adam Ledyard, our sports information director, contacted the NCAA, and the best we can tell, you're the youngest head football coach in all divisions. Yeah. And so we're looking forward to great things from the Tigers next season. As I said, thank you for being a part of our show today. Don't go away. Coming up next on ETBU Extra, we'll continue to talk Tiger sports. We'll move to basketball as both teams, the Lady Tigers and Tigers, are doing very well in American Southwest Conference play. Back with more ETBU Extra in just a moment.